Welcome back to Movies Explained, where we break down all of your favorite shows for you. Today we are going to review episode 2 of the famous HBO series called The Last One of Us. If you haven't watched our recap of episode 1, then make sure to watch that first on our channel. So without further ado, let's begin. Jakarta is full of hustle and bustle on September 24th, 2003. Ibu Ratna is peacefully having her lunch in a restaurant. Two guys in military uniform come into the restaurant and inquires the lady at the front desk about Ratna. She points towards Ratna, who is sitting in the corner, and they take her with them. During their ride, Ratna questions the officer that have she committed any crime, to which the officer replies to her no. Then she asks if maybe they have the wrong person. The officer takes her name and mentions that she is a professor of mycology, and they have the right person with them. Soon they arrive at a hospital facility in Jakarta. They take Ratna to a laboratory present within the hospital, where they ask her to examine a specimen that they have prepared. They ask her to tell them her conclusion about the subject. Ratna looks at it through a microscope. She instantly tells them that this Ophiocordyceps. Simultaneously, she raises a question of her own that why they have used chlorazole to prepare the slide. The army officer answers her that that's how you prepare a slide for a sample taken from a human. Ratna tells them that cordyceps doesn't have the ability to survive in humans. Wearing a safety suit, she enters into a room, while the officer from the microphone tells her to leave instantly if she feels uncomfortable at any point. She sees a man's dead body lying over there. She starts inspecting it, and suddenly the officer says to inspect the bottom left leg. She sees a bite mark and starts cutting it, while asking if it is a bite from a human. The officer nods. She then moves to open the mouth of this man and starts getting out a thread-like structure from the mouth. Looking closely at it, she realizes there is a living fungi growing out of him. She gets scared and instantly leaves the room. After she gets stable, the officer joins her. She asks him what happened. The officer tells her about 30 hours ago in a grain factory on the west side of the city, a normal woman suddenly attacked her 4 co-workers and bit 3 of them. She was locked into a bathroom by her co-workers until the police arrived. She was then shot by police. The people she bit were taken into observation, but after a few hours it became necessary to execute them. Ratna asks the officer that who bit this woman in the first place. The officer tells her that they have no idea. Ratna then says that it means that this thing is still out there and asks if someone has gone missing. The officers tells her that 14 people have gone missing. Upon listening to this, Ratna starts shaking. The officer tells her they need Ratana's help with stopping it, and he asks her to make some kind of vaccine or medicine for it. Ratna replies to him that she has spent her whole life studying these things and there is no cure for it. The officer asks her then what is the solution. Ratana tells him while crying to bomb the city and everyone in it. She asks him to have someone drop her home because she wants to be with her family at this time. In present time, after making out of quarantine zone, Ellie wakes up and tries to move, but Joel holds his gun towards her while Tess is sitting beside him. He asks her to show her arm to see if the infection has spread. Ellie shows them her arm while saying that it didn't spread. Tess asks her that what was Marlene doing with her, who is an infected kid. Ellie gets worked up by the question and replies that she is not infected. She further tells them that Marlene found her after she was bitten but didn't shoot her. Marlene locked her and ran few tests on her every day to determine if she was getting sick and if the infection was spreading. Tess asks her how she would test her. Ellie tells them about the procedure and gets frustrated by all the questions, says that she had to pee. While she is peeing in the other room, Tess says that she has made it through the night. Maybe she is fine. Joel negates her and says that eventually this infection is going to spread. He further suggests to her that they are still close to the wall. They can sneak her in QZ and figure out a different way to get the battery. Tess tells him this is their best shot because if they take back her into QZ, somebody there is going to notice her infected arm. They will scan Ellie and eventually will kill her. Joel argues that she is better off living in QZ as compared to living with both of them. She needs to stop obsessing about Ellie because she doesn't even have any future perspective left for her. Ellie comes back inside the room. Tess asks her if she is hungry. They can share their food with her, but she refuses the offer. Ellie keeps talking about Marlene's special treatment with her. Annoyed, Tess gets up and goes near her and asks her to tell why she is so important to Marlene. She threatens her that if she didn't tell her the truth, they would take her back. Ellie says that she is not afraid because they won't get their battery if they take her back to QZ. She was hearing their conversation earlier while peeing. Tess says to her if she heard that she would have heard the part where Joel wants to shoot her. Upon listening to this fact, Ellie gets scared. Tess, without flinching, bends down and says to Ellie that Joel and Tess are not good people, and apparently Ellie is worth something and they need to know that what is the real deal. Ellie starts spitting the facts out which Marlene has stopped her from telling anybody. Marlene thinks that she is immune and a Firefly base camp in West is making a vaccine. What happened to her is the key to it. Joel replies that they have heard it 1,000,000 times and it's all bullshit. There are no miracle or vaccines. He says that this is not going to end up well for them and they need to go back. Tess says that let's just finish this job regardless of what doctors at the camp believe in. They will end up getting what they want. Joel agrees and they all start their voyage through a disfigured Boston. On their way out they see a destroyed, bombed, and infected city. Tess tells Ellie that authorities bombed the city to stop the spread. Bombing worked in Boston, but it didn't work everywhere. They choose to take the long route because the short route is not safe. While walking on the bridge, Ellie asks Tess that where are the infected ones. Tess replies to her that she will know when they are near her and then questioned her how did she got bit. Ellie tells her that there is an old mall in QZ which is sealed and blocked for everyone. She snuck into it alone out of curiosity and then an infected one came out of nowhere and bit her. Tess asks her about her family and if they are going to come and look for her. Ellie tells her that she is an orphan. Then suddenly they hear a scream of infected one and get startled. Joel tells them to keep walking. After a while they enters into an abandoned hotel which is flooded. They go to the upper story to find a way into the balcony so they can see how clear their path is. Every room is locked so Tess climbs up to find a way to unlock it, while Joel and Ellie stay down and bond with each other. Ellie asks Joel where they are from. He tells her that he is from Texas and Tess is from Detroit. She asks him that how long do infected lives and have he killed one. Joel tells her that some last a month or two, other have been roaming around for 20 years and he has killed a lot of them. Soon Tess come back from her room. It startles both of them for a minute, but Tess tells them to follow her. As they go to the balcony area, Tess shows Ellie a swarm of dead bodies. Tess tells her that the last time they were here, the bodies were inside the building. People maybe came looking for quarantine zone and got bit by the infected. That's how it spread city by city slowly every passing year. The rays of sun suddenly fall down on the bodies and they all started moving in a similar way. Ellie comments while looking at the bodies that all of them seem to be connected. Tess agrees with her and tells her that the fungus also grow underground. If she steps on one patch of the cordyceps at some place, it will end up waking dozens of infected somewhere else. They will know now where you are, and they will come for you. Tess further says to Ellie that she is not immune to being ripped apart, so she has to be very careful. Looking at the bodies, their route changes and now they will go from the museum. As they reach the museum building, Joel checks the root of the fungi. He declares that it's bone dry and it's safe for them to go inside. They arm themselves up just in case and enter the building. Ellie finds a dead body of a young boy who looks like he has been attacked by a clicker. Tess and Joel gets worried and tell Ellie that from this point onward they all will be silent. They start climbing the stairs silently. Suddenly something falls down, alerting the clickers inside the building. They start hearing screams from different directions. 2 clickers come inside the room. Joel signs to Ellie that they can't see but they can hear, so stay very still. First clicker comes near them, and Ellie makes a small squeaking sound out of fear. Clicker turns to attack them but Joel starts shooting at him, while the other clicker gets alerted and starts chasing Tess. Joel gets rid of the first clicker. Ellie and Joel start slowly moving out. Another clicker comes into the scene and hears Joel's moving. He attacks him, but soon he shoots him dead. Another clicker come into the room. Tess and Joel takes him down together. Ellie gets bitten by one of them. Tess says then they need to get out of here. While helping Tess, Joel says about Ellie that the first bite didn't do anything, but what about this second one? Tess gets mad at him. They start going through this new route and in few hours, they reach the place where they are going to meet people from the boot camp, but nobody is there yet. Joel starts looking around, while Tess and Ellie follows him. Ellie sees a fresh trail of blood going into the building and says that they went inside. Tess quickly rushes Ellie inside the building without even thinking. When they reach inside, they see a bunch of people slaughtered inside. Tess starts looking out for radio and a map, while Ellie questions Joel, did Fedra kill them? Joel tells her that one of them got bit and the healthy ones fought the sick ones and everyone lost. Tess on the other is losing her mind, not knowing what they will do now. Joel say to Tess that it's over and we are going home. Tess replies, "That's not my fucking home." After a moment she tells him that she is staying because she got bit and shows him the mark. She then tells Ellie to remove her bandage and shows Joel Ellie's hand and tell him that this is real. She wants him to get Ellie to Bill and Frank and hand her off. They will take her in. Joel keeps saying no. Tess cracks and says that he have to convince them. She has never asked him for something. This is his chance to keep Ellie alive, get her there and put everything right. She begs him to say yes as she doesn't have much time. Suddenly a dead one starts to wake up. Joel shoots him down. Suddenly he notices that the fungus is growing on dead body's hand while somewhere else infected have started coming back to life and are running towards the big building. Joel realizes that in a minute they all will be here. Tess starts knocking down all the oil containers to make sure they don't follow Joel and Ellie. She starts throwing bombs in the center of the room and tells Joel to save Ellie. Joel grabs and drags Ellie outside, leaving Tess behind. Infected one comes inside while Tess tries to light her lighter up, but it doesn't work. An infected one approaches Tess and starts making out with her. Suddenly her lighter works and she sets the whole place on fire. Joel and Ellie sees the building blowing up from a distance. They sadly continue their journey. Soon we will bring to you the recap of the third episode in the series on our channel as well, so make sure to stay tuned with us and subscribe our channel. Thank you for staying with us till the end, and if you liked our video then please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing so you never miss out on our videos. We will see you in the next one.